The vultures wait patiently because they know the creature is here. They know that this creature leaves a destructive path of death in his wake. Even the deer, only feet away, fears the forest, its natural home, more than me, its natural threat. Don't worry, it won't go far because it knows what waits for it just within the shadows.
So he stood up here most of the night, throwing projectiles at the house. He fed on various wildlife. We've got the evidence. It's morning. He stands just inside the tree line somewhere and he mocks us. He challenges us to come after him. We're going to do that. But first, we're going to show the evidence in high definition, 1080, of his existence. And then we will follow, we will pursue.
See, we've got some cardinals out here on the apple trees. There's another. Had some beautiful American goldfinches. They're safe by day, but at night they live in terror as well. The creature stood in this area all night, most of the night, throwing projectiles at the house. You can see where the grass is trampled down, where he stands here, weaves in and out. He's got a heck of an arm. Hits the house way down there all night. This, of course, after he's fed. He loves birds. He'll go up the trees and get them right out of their nests, as he did last night. I'm going to show you some of that now. Yeah, we know he's over there. We're going. More evidence first, though. So you can hear, though the sun's risen and day has come, the birds are still upset. This is where he likes to forage when he comes, and he only comes around about twice a year, this creature. It's different than the one we relentlessly pursue. This is a creature of a different type, and this is where he comes from. Seems like he comes from right out of here. And this is the oddest of things, because it's so thick, a rabbit could barely get through there. But the interesting thing is, back in those briars and brambles is a graveyard. I don't know, it might be too grown up this time of year to tell, but there's one of the tombstones right there. So he seems to come from here. He's got himself, as grown up as it is, he's got himself a trail well worn here. So he comes a couple times a year, but when he does come, he stays for days. I don't know how he does it, other than the fact that he's, I believe, evil, but we got a lot of birds that nest in this thicket here, and he climbs up there and pulls them out by hand at night while they're roosting and eats them. The ground always ends up not necessarily burnt per se, but with these odd markings on it. He comes through here and traps he's about, but he's kind of a slob. Here's some. Got some remains of a bird of some type. Looks like maybe a starling here. Not quite sure exactly what he's got going on over here. He's digging a hole of sorts. But interestingly, beside the hole, we have some bone fragment. Looks like the top of a skull, but the skull of who knows what. Certainly the top of a skull of some sort of a sizable animal, perhaps a fox, raccoon, or possum. Could be that he views these creatures as competition as far as his food source goes. Here we've got more scattered feathers. So once he comes out mysteriously from the site of an old abandoned grown over graveyard, here we got more feathers. He's sitting in here eating. He comes out and he'll harass us for a time, throwing projectiles at the house from just there to the brush line. Then he makes his way over there into the forest, way over there where we're going next. He taunts us, challenges us to pursue, which we're about to do at this moment. Well, this is certainly interesting because we don't know that this creature or any creatures to wear band-aids. So on my way to the forest, way over there, I find this in the field. No one in our family has worn a band-aid here in recent times. So this is very interesting. Right here in the middle of the path. So makes you wonder just exactly what kind of creature this thing might be. What sort of bipedal creature? Is it human, or is it a creature that just takes human form by day and transforms into something else by night? Or did that band-aid just happen to get there by other means? So we'll come up here and sit of an evening throughout most times of the year, except twice a year this thing comes around. We got all kinds of strange things come around here, but this one seems to be quite malevolent. So this time of year we have a tendency to stay away from here. This is where it goes. It's almost like it has a portal in and out of the forest here. We're not exactly sure if it does come. There's a portal coming out of that graveyard, and there's a portal going back in here, and it just goes back and forth at will. And make sure to let us know it's here every time it does. Tell you, we get some very sleepless nights. 2 times a year this thing comes around.